This is Dr. Tony Moore, also known as the Boss Builder. Today, I just want to have a conversation, and we'll just title this "Before You Leave." Before you leave is something that I always want to tell people, and I always caution them before they take that leap of faith and leave their situation, because let's be real. Not everyone is happy with their situation, whether their situation is a job, whether their situation is changing a church, whether their situation is changing and relocating to a different school, or even leave the marital home or the home that they know with their significant other. I always ask people when they ask me questions about what their rights are, what their privileges are, and about leaving and with regards to spousal support or support from their significant other who they depended upon, even their support for their job. One thing I do know is that when you take that leap, sometimes you don't have a cushion unless you were very proactive about making sure that when you were going to take that leap, you landed on something, and you landed on something soft and warm and cuddly. If you took that leap into the arms of another person, if you take that leap in from your job, hopefully you're wise enough to have set money aside in that just in case, especially if you take that leap and you decided to start your own business. Don't do what I did many years ago when I decided to start my own business. I just left a business that was a job that was giving me nice money as an attorney. And the next day, I started my own business. I didn't have a marketing plan. I didn't have a networking plan. I did not even have a list of clients. And yes, God did help me, and He supported me for the 2 years that I decided to initially have my own business by myself and be self-employed. But I'm sure I could have been a lot better off in a better situation if I had been a very smart about my moves and a lot more strategic about what I was going to do. So later in life, I did learn that a lot of people decide to leave their business and they begin their business while they are working for someone else, which is great and it's smart. And as long as you're strategic with it and you do not compete with your employer, you should be good. Another thing that I know is that sometimes I get phone calls because I did divorce laws for about 10, 12 years. And I still get phone calls from people and they want to take that leap and they just want to start their own thing and just be done, especially at the end of the year. No, most people want to start a new year fresh. But if you're a stay-at-home mom and you haven't worked in 5 or 10 years, you might want to be very smart about taking that leap, i.e., like knowing where your spouse's money is, knowing how you can get access to that money, especially if you have to file for a support or alimony pendelite during the interim time period, knowing how you're going to pay your bills in the meantime, because once you leave that marital home, you know that purse is not going to be yours, and your husband is not going to be so willing to be taking care of you. FYI, statistics have shown time and time again that men tend to make off better when there's a support, when there's a divorce, because the things that he used to have to take care of, he more than likely is not going to take care of once you guys are separated. He'll only just do the bare minimum. So knowing this, be very strategic about taking that leap before you take that leap. Even with regards to some people want to take that leap from a house to apartment or apartment to a house, you got to be very smart, cognizant of what you're getting yourself into. That way, the leap is more of a blessing as opposed to a curse. So, bottom line is, if someone says, "Oh, Tony, ultimately, what do you want people to know?" I want people to be a lot more proactive about taking their leap of faith. Because yes, God will provide all, but you also are meant to live the best life now. So if you want to live the best life now, you have to prepare for it. You have to be very strategic about it. And you also have to be proactive about getting what's yours. Okay? So do what you need to do. Take that leap if you need to take it, but be very smart about it. That way that there's something that is bracing your fall. Hopefully that was very helpful, so that when you do take that leap, don't be surprised what's on the other end. Because if you prepare for it, you know what's there, and you boss up and do what you need to do to make sure that you good all day long, regardless if you here, there, or everywhere, you're good. All right? So before you take that leap, be smart about what
Butterflies. Yeah.